What you're looking at is the only tank in the game which can reliably stop the Raketniak Panzer II with its hot missiles. Hope you guys enjoy.
And won't you start the music, get into it, won't you dance with me? Find the bass and lose it, you can do it, won't you dance with me? Move your feet and feel it in the space between. You gotta give yourself a moment.
So what is going on, guys? It is your boy Gary G Gaming here, and today we'll be looking at the T-64BV Devblog titled Defense Reaction. Again, as I stated in the previous Devblog video, I am sick, I've lost a bit of blood, and I can barely talk. My brain is currently having difficulty structuring words that are literally right in front of me. I don't know, but let's just try to get through this. If you hear any speaking mistakes, just keep that in mind. So, the T-64BV is a new researchable modification for the T-64B tanks, which adds a reactive set in War Thunder Update 1.79. Pimp the tank. Please, Gaijin, never do that again. In short, a new modification for the T-64B, which makes your favourite tank even cooler. The Contact ERA set adds excellent defence to the hull and turret against ATGMs and HE shells. In the early 1960s, the USSR held successful tests of reactive armour against explosive force, and by the early 1980s, a unified set of reactive armour called Contact was ready to boost the defence of the current tank fleet, and for installation on new vehicle models. Among the tanks which successfully completed state tests of new reactive configuration was the medium T-64B tank, which was later modernised and given a new designation, T-64BV. In our game, the T-64B is a hero of high-rank tank battles. The vehicle has a complex combined protection for hull and turret, which does a good job of absorbing energy of kinetic shells and even some chemical rounds. Thanks to the reactive add-on armour, the T-64BV is able to withstand hits from the most powerful heat shells and ATGMs of the Hot Series, in the case where the hit occurs in the zone of maximum protection of the tank. And then it just goes on to say that machine guns and AA guns will be able to blow off these panels, so it is protection against high pen chemical ammunition, but also even low caliber guns can blow these panels off. It also states, fun fact, in the War Thunder team there is a joke that the BV index in this tank's designation are the initials of our lead game designer, Volanikov Vyacheslav, and of course this tank will be impossible to destroy. The upgrades to the T-64BV will be implemented in the form of a researchable modification for the T-64B tank in War Thunder Update 1.79. After researching this modification, the tank's appearance will change, but any camouflage, decals or decorative items installed will remain. And that is the end of the devblog. Now, many people are arguing that this vehicle should be its own vehicle rather than a modification with the same BR. However, I'd argue that add-on armour has been part of War Thunder since a very long time. Ground forces have always had the ability to add on extra plates, extra track links onto the vehicle, things like that. So to me, this is perfectly acceptable. Not just that it's the similar sort of idea of a modification adding on armour, simply that it's how effective it really is. You see, ERA is a one-time use thing. It's not persistent. Same with the track links. When you add an extra track link onto, say, the front of a T-3485, it's only usable once. Sure, it might, that's the thing, it only works at certain angles as well. See, ERA will work at all angles, but you've got to remember, this is Contact 1, this is the first generation ERA brick. It is pretty much the same as the ERA on the M60A1 Rise, albeit a much better, but it still does not provide kinetic energy protection. People will get that mixed up with later versions of Contact. That is called, I think it's hard ERA, where it will actually reduce the effectiveness of kinetic energy penetrators. These bricks will not be doing anything like that. So when you shoot this thing with a APFSDS round in the normal way that you would, aim for the ammo rack, it will punch straight through. This is only protection against chemical munitions. It will provide next to pretty much negligible defense against any kind of kinetic ammunition. What this means is that tanks such as with the MBT and Kampfpanzer 70, all the Sheridans, the Starship, the Raketen-Jagdpanzer II Hot, any kind of missiles or anything like that, when attacking this tank from the front, will find it very, very difficult. In fact, they probably already did find it difficult to pierce through the T-64B's already impressive armour. However, now you're looking at something completely different. Also, Leopard 2K drivers who haven't unlocked the APFSDS will also have a much more difficulty being able to kill this tank from the front, seeing as it will now have the reactive armor modification. However, you must have a spaded tank, or this will probably be one of the higher tier modifications. I don't think you'd put it anywhere else, and so you will, the chances of being this well armored against chemical energy munitions will, probably be slim at first. It's not until, this is like the top tier Russian tank, and to spade this will take a little while, so you got to keep these things in mind. But to me, it is good that they're finally introducing, rather than having an extra T-64B, which people have to grind and unlock and re-spade and all that other shit, instead it's just a module as part of the vehicle. I think that's much more forgiving than having this thing as a separate vehicle. Of course, we are also probably getting the T-80 next patch, or this upcoming patch, so it'll be interesting to see how the T-80 fights alongside this vehicle, seeing as this one will probably be far more armoured, whereas the T-80 will be much faster, but maybe slightly less armoured, or protected against chemical munitions. So yeah, it's good to see that they'll finally have a tank which can stop a Raketen-Jagdpanzer II Hot. So yeah, other than that, I don't think there's much to add. Obviously, everyone already knows about the T-64B, it came out in 1.77, so yeah. Hope you guys have enjoyed the devlog. It has been your boy Garage Gaming, and I hope to catch you guys next time.